Welcome to my podcast, you dum-dums. It's me, your queen, Ali Macofsky, back at it with another episode of Resting Bitch with me, Ali Macofsky. Oh my god, the rumors are not, you can't listen to the rumors. I do not eat my boogers. I don't know who started spreading that, but it's just not true, and whoever made that up about me is a dumb bitch. It's not true. Who eats their boogers? That's disgusting. Definitely not me. I'm an adult. I'm a grown woman. I eat food at nice restaurants and also Taco Bell every once in a while. If there are boogers in my Taco Bell, then sure, I eat boogers, but aside from that, I'm eating good. Man, everyone is getting canceled. It's a modern day witch hunt. If you have anything good going on in your life, guess what? You're canceled. Everyone's getting canceled. I get micro canceled. That's what I like to call it, getting micro canceled. But it's only by like the same 5 people who just don't like me because I happen to know Greta Van Fleet. I'm sorry. I know cool people. Sometimes that just happens, okay? Sometimes I just know cool people. It doesn't mean you gotta hate me for it. Or if you do, just leave me alone, you know? I posted on my Instagram story the other day that I want to play a girl who is addicted to coke in the 70s, like a Boogie Nights type of thing. And some girl was like, you can't joke about coke addictions. And I'm like, first of all, I'm not joking about this. Second of all, you don't know me at all. I used to be a coke fiend. I can't smoke weed because I'm already like just too chill. But coke, that's the shit that gets me going. I don't do that anymore. But you don't know me, girl. You don't know me, girl. And then it's funny because she's not really trying to cancel me, but she's kind of trying to cancel me. She's like, you can't joke about coke addiction. And then she said someone replied to her and said, what did she do? And she was like, she spat on me and called me a dyke. And I'm like, you know that there's actual people who have hate crimes committed to them, and you're being silly about that? But me saying I want to be in a movie about a girl with a coke addiction, you're like, I mean, you really, like, that's like me, that's like you trying to cancel me for saying something that's like not politically correct and then being like, you can't say that, you retarded bitch. It's like, what are we doing here? This is just a circle, a loop. It's like we both have a gun and we're pointing it at each other. It's like, what's the goal here? There's no goal except to like just be like, I'm right, you're wrong. Here's my finger, I'm pointing it at you. Okay. Take your finger and put it up your asshole. Can I joke about asshole fingering, or is that too far? Have we gone too far? Anyway, doesn't matter, but yeah, it's just so silly. It's silly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not trying to push any boundaries or like see how far the line is. If I say something that's like fucked up, it's not because I'm trying to be fucked up. It's because maybe I'm a dumb bitch. And you know what? If one person's like, hey, don't do that, I'll be like, let me think about it. Maybe I'm in the wrong here. But also, I'm not I don't want any, I'm not trying to incite any like, hate crimes or violence or, some sort of race war. I'm just trying to get more followers. I'm just trying to pop off. Whatever. That's enough. I'm not smart enough to like have a smart discussion about this. So I feel like this is a little bit out of my territory. And I'm just going to stick with the dumb topics like eating boogers and stuff. That's kind of where I thrive, is in that little in that little bubble of not knowing what the fuck is what. Oh my god, I just want to make a quick shout out to Bobby from the Hundreds, Bobby Kim. He put on a food festival this weekend. It was his first year. He is one of the dudes who created the clothing company The Hundreds. He's a friend of mine. Don't cancel me because I'm friends with him. It's another cool friend I have. It's crazy because when I first started doing stand-up, I would hang out on Fairfax on Tuesdays to do an open mic at the Cantor's Deli. Cantor's on Fairfax. They had an open mic there on Tuesdays, and it was like first come, first serve, so I would get there super early so I could go up early and do mics the rest of the night. And when I was waiting for the mic to start after I signed up, I would hang out at like Supreme and the Hundreds, and I would just kind of like kick it with all these skateboard dudes that I was like in love with or whatever. And I was hanging out in front of the Hundreds one day, smoking a cigarette, age 18 or something. Yeah, I was like 18 years old, smoking cigarettes on Fairfax. I'm in front of the Hundreds. This dude comes out of the Hundreds. And I don't know who this guy is, but he's like, can I take your picture? And if you know anything about me, you know that I'm a narcissistic biatch. So I say, yeah, of course, as long as you freaking send it to me so I can post it up. So he's like, okay, just do what you were doing. So I'm just smoking a cigarette on the street corner, and he takes a picture of me and he emails it to me. And the email's like, you know, hey, I'm Bobby from the Hundreds, the guy who created this at gmail.com. So I Google Bobby from the Hundreds, the guy who created this at gmail.com. And it turns out he was the guy, you know, he's the guy, one of the guys. So I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that that's who took my picture. He sends me the picture, I post it, whatever. Life moves on, time goes by. And then I see, like, this is, like, not that long ago. Like, a couple months ago, someone I know posted a picture, and I see Bobby Hundreds commented below it, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, I just never thought about following up with him or anything. So I click on his profile, I DM him, I'm like, hey, I don't know if you remember this, but, you know, a couple of years ago, you took this picture of me. I was just starting comedy at the time, like, blah, blah, blah. And, like, you know, I hope you're doing well. Like, it's cool to just, like, see you now and have this, like, different awareness and perspective, whatever. On and on. And then we rekindled our friendship, and I went to the Hundreds warehouse in downtown. He took pictures of me, and we were talking, we were catching up, talking about life and just how crazy it is, like, you know, what goes on in the past 3 years after, like, you know, whatever. But Bobby's, like, such a cool dude. He's created so much. He's just, like, he's, like, a hustler. He's a hustler. He works hard. And anyway, I went to this food festival, like, really not knowing what to expect from a food festival. Like, how much food can you really eat at a food festival? Is it going to be, like, that turned up? Because, like, you know, how are you going to turn up after you've had, like, 5 slices of pizza or whatever? But, man, that was so much fun. I was running into people who I hadn't seen in a long time. Like, it was just so tight. He did such a great job. I had so much fun. There were, like, so many people of all ages and races. It was just, like, such a diverse festival. And it was all put together so well. There were, like, tiny little babies there. There were old people there in wheelchairs. Old-ass people. And then there were young people, cool people. There was a girl who looked just like Billie Eilish there, but it was not her, which was a bummer because, you know, if Billie was there, I would have freaking pulled up on that selfie real quick. But this was not Billie Eilish, but it was cool that people who look like Billie Eilish were there. Yeah, that was fun. And I was so tired too, but because the night before I was with Papa Joe Rogan, doing an arena, my 3rd arena ever. He was blowing me up on his Instagram story. It was just man, he was really posting about me. We were having fun backstage, though. It was like, it was just a good squad. It was a good squad. It was a good time. And here's the crazy. Oh my God. Boy, do I have a story for you. Okay, so this is like a super quick trip. We fly in the morning of the show. Our flight is at like 6 in the morning, like 6:30 in the morning. So we have to get to the airport I get to the airport at like 4 or 4:30 or something. And then we fly out. We get there. I walked around the city for a little bit. We eat food. We get to the show. I go up first. Joe introduces me. I go on stage. I go, "What's up, St. Louis?" Normally when I say, "What's up," insert the city I'm in, the crowd goes wild. They're fired up. After I say, "What's up, St. Louis," the crowd is silent. Like, completely silent. There's a couple of, like, groans and boos and confusion, and I'm like, what? What just happened? And I'm like, what? Why aren't you guys excited? Like, what's going on? And they're like, we're not in St. Louis. This is St. Paul. I said the wrong damn city. It was when I tell you it was embarrassing, it was so embarrassing. It was a real dumb moment up there. Oh my, I've never had 10,000 people all hate me at the same time. It was just purely an accident. And you know what's fucked up? I had been thinking about it all day because I saw Joe posted the poster on Instagram. Like, we're going to be in Minneapolis. And I was looking at the comments and everyone was like, "It's St. Paul. It's St. Paul. It's not Minneapolis. It's St. Paul." So in my head, I was like, I'm going to show these people what's up and that I know where the fuck we are. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to say St. Paul. Everyone's going to get excited because I'm not saying Minneapolis. And I said St. fucking Louis. Not even the same damn state. Ooh, it hurt. It hurt so bad. Oh my God. I'm just going to start telling people that Joe said if I fucked up the city, he would give me $1,000. That's my story. I'm going to tell people that. But yeah, it was really embarrassing, but the show was fun and the people were good and they were pretty forgiving. Once I made it clear that I fucked up, they were very forgiving. We had fun. And then we went home. The next morning, we got picked up at 5:30 to go to the airport. And then I was in LA. I went to Family Style Food Festival. I had a great time. And then I worked at the Comedy Store that night. Took out some trash. Really humbled myself to, life and whatnot. Yeah, so that's tight. That was pretty much my week. Damn, it's kind of annoying when Joe tags you and stuff. You just get like a lot of notifications and you're like, am I getting canceled right now? That's what it feels like. You just get like a mass of notifications and you're like, it's my time. Right now's my time. It's happening. They're doing it. They're doing the thing. But then they're all just like, tell Joe I want Kanye on the podcast. I'm like, I'm absolutely not doing that. If you want to talk to Joe, you talk to Joe. I'm not the liaison. Oh, you know what else was fun that I did? I was on Kill Tony on Monday night. I was on Kill Tony. Me and Doug Benson were the guests. I was the secret guest, and by secret I mean I was the third option. They weren't sure they could tie down the first two options and they couldn't, so I was the surprise little secret guest. And let me tell you, I did pretty fucking well. I had a good time. I roasted a couple people, had a couple funny little hits in there. So go back and listen to it. Me and Doug Benson on Kill Tony this past Monday. It was fun. This Puerto Rican chick tried to fight me. She got real. That's what happens when you don't have good jokes. You get real defensive real quick. people are like, oh my God, 2019, feminism is taking over. Feminism is taking over. And then you watch Kill Tony where that girl tries to fight me and you're like, maybe not. Maybe it's not totally there. But feminism isn't really about that. You know, you can still not like people, but, you know, she was really real fired up. It was fun, though. It was, yeah, okay. Well, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure most of you know this, but Kill Tony's this podcast that started about 6 years ago. It's been, like 6 or 7 years ago. And started off really, really small. Like, no one was really doing it. But it's this live podcast where comics sign up and they get their name pulled out of a bucket if they're lucky. They only pick like 5 names out of the bucket, and now, like, you know, 100 people or more sign up. It fluctuates, but a lot of people sign up and only about 5 or 6 people get up. And, you know, maybe a year into me doing comedy, I became a regular on the show, which meant that every week I would write and perform a brand new minute of material on this show. And each week it would be brand new guests. So my first week doing it, Bruce Buffer announced me, which was so sick. And Sarah Silverman was the guest, and I think Doug Benson, actually. And, yeah, I did that for a long time, and then I just decided after a while that it was my time to go. Because I was just kind of like, what else? I mean, you know, what's the end goal here? To just keep doing a minute every week? It was just time for me to fly, you know, to spread my wings and fly. And, yeah, I mean, it was also just so stressful. It was, like, so stressful trying to come up with a brand new minute every week. And, you know, it was growing a bunch, too. And I'm like, I just want to start to do my own thing outside of this and not be, like, the Kill Tony girl or whatever. So I did that, which was so fun. There were some really funny comics on it, some really not funny comics on it, but I feel like I really shined last night. I was just on one. But yeah, so it was fun to be the guest on it. And, yep. Okay, what else? I'm trying to think of what else. Last week I had a little notebook of stuff I did. I should have done that again. I should have done a little notebook. That would have been helpful. There's just going to be dead air for now. Okay, what else did I do? Oh my God. Okay, I talked about this last week, but the juuling situation is getting out of hand. People keep asking me if I'm nervous about juuling, and it's like, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm very scared about the juuling thing. Can I stop? No, absolutely not. I'm hooked. I love it. Do my lungs feel heavy? Is my breath short? Do I cough often? Yeah. I do want to get a scan of my lungs to see what's in there. I feel like it's just going to be like a 4-part band playing the trumpet in there. Something fucked up's going on for sure. That's a good breath. See, that felt nice. It's a good breath. I got some nice deep breaths uninterrupted. But, oh boy. Yeah, I'm nervous, but I'm on my parents' insurance for 2 more years, so I have at least 2 more years to kind of go out of control with this, and then after 2 years, I'll just get back to smoking cig-A's. I'll do, yeah, I wish I could, like, roll my own cigarettes, like it's only Europeans or, annoying, like, cool people. I mean, I'm one of those people, though. I want to do it. I want to be one of those annoying, cool people. But the Europeans who do it, it's not, like maybe I think it's cool that they're doing it, but they're only doing it because they're broke. Because regular cigarettes are super expensive out there. So it's actually just, poverty. Poverty can be cool, I guess. I'm getting canceled. You can't talk about poverty. There's real people in poverty. It is scary, you know. I mean, it's not scary to get canceled. It's just like, I think the thing that's scary about it is that, you know, it can just happen. I don't know. What was I talking about? Oh, on the, like, I think it was like the first or second episode I did. I think it was like the second or third episode, actually, where I was talking about how I feel like now, after everything I say, I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. But even that, people are like, yeah, we don't like jokes anymore, so you can't actually just kid. But damn. I mean, getting canceled's the best case scenario. Because then I'll just go to like Hawaii or something. Or maybe I'll go to the Philippines and just become like a bracelet maker. I'll just make bracelets and shit. Live alone on an island somewhere. Just making bracelets and, you know, having like a food blog or something. That'll be tight. That sounds nice. That sounds relaxing. I won't have to work hard anymore. Just fucking kick it. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I should just, how much time is that? Like 10 minutes? 22 minutes. Okay, you know, that's more than I thought I was going to have to say. I mean, this was just like a crazy week. It was like I didn't do anything, but then I also did like the coolest things I've done. I mean, I hate to keep bringing it up, but that food festival was sick. Bobby is like on a whole nother level. If you're in, I would recommend, I mean, this sounds crazy, but he's going to do it again for sure. It was so fun this year. He's going to do it again. And I imagine it'll probably be around the same time. So if you don't live in LA and you're trying to figure out a time to come visit, come back like mid-September next year and make sure you're around for the food festival, family-style food festival. Because next year will probably be even crazier because they'll like learn from the things that didn't work out this year. Like, I don't know. Bobby's not going to listen to this podcast. He's not hearing this. He didn't ask me to say anything about this, but I just love that dude. He's so cool. And it was such a fun freaking festival. I got to eat this place called Howlin' Ray's, which I've never had before. And it's like this popular food spot out here. The wait is always like crazy long. And the wait at the food festival was 20 minutes. It was so quick. And in the VIP area, it was free. So I just had a free freaking spicy chicken sandwich. Fuck Popeyes. Fuck Chick-fil-A. This one really is so good. I was eating it and I dropped a pickle on the floor. And I picked it up off the floor in front of everyone and I popped it in my mouth. It was a good pickle. I was not putting that shit to waste. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, I mean, you know this. I'm a dumb bitch. I like doing stuff like that. Like, I like that people freak out about it. And then I like just doing it. I just like showing that I'm a down-ass bitch. Dare me to put this banana up my asshole? I'll do it. If you guys rate and review my podcast on iTunes, I'll put this whole freaking banana up my ass. Watch me. No lube. I'll just shove it up there. Yeah, so that was really fun, and then the arena was really fun. But then besides that, I was just posted up. I mean, that was really it. I have an agent now, which is pretty tight. An agent. Don't cancel me. I said agent. I have an agent now, which is tight. That means I'm going to be on Euphoria season 2. It's not confirmed and no one has asked me to be on it, but I would like to. I'd like to throw in my hat. I want to die in the first episode from a Juul overdose. I think they need to put that in the episode because they're always Juuling, and I'm sure that people will try and cancel Euphoria for supporting Juul and making Juuls more popular. So I'm willing to counteract that by dying of a Juul overdose in the first episode. I don't think that's a problem. I think that should be very easy to do. And they should get on it. I'm going to check my resting bee pod Instagram. I'm nervous. I haven't been on it. I'm going to bust these DMs open. Okay, I got 28 new followers, so that's pretty exciting. That's good. Okay, let's get to these questions. Someone asked, have you done coke? Absolutely. I was a fiend for a moment in my life. But not crazy. I mean, I guess it kind of crazy, but yeah, you know, I was just figuring out what drugs did and who I was. I don't do that anymore. I haven't done any of that for almost 4 years. But coke just makes you so delusional. There was this one time I was doing coke and I was like, I mean, I had long purple hair. I looked like a female Joker from, you know, Batman. I was not looking good. Really rough. And yeah, I was just like drinking a lot and being a mess, and just I dropped out of college, so I think I just kind of like carried it into regular life, which was a problem. But I was doing coke one night with some comics who I think have since quit. I haven't seen them around anymore, which, you know, is probably what happens if you continue to do coke. But we were up late, obviously. You know, no one's going to bed on time on coke, you know. You're usually staying up past your bedtime, and we were doing a bunch of coke. I thought it was cool because I'm with these comics who have been doing it longer than me, and I thought that they like were cool. Turns out not so cool doing coke with an 18-year-old. But you know, this dude lived near the Laugh Factory, and me and my friends didn't have anywhere to go. You know, we couldn't drive anywhere because we were all fucked up. So we were just walking around Sunset Boulevard, and we walked past the Laugh Factory, and I was like, one day I'm going to be performing there, and people are going to be coming out to see me. And then I had a Bloody Mary at 6 a.m. at the Standard Hotel. And then later that day I had to clock into my food service job at the restaurant called Lemonade, the chain quick service food spot, Lemonade, which I thought they made me here's how fucked up you know, just like doing drugs and drinking, like if you did it the way that I did it, this is how difficult life seems. I was working at Lemonade, just doing like the, you know, scooping the mac and cheese on the plate, and they were about to, you know, I wouldn't want to call it a promotion, but they were about to make me someone who can do the register, like someone at the register instead of the scooper. And I turned it down because I thought that was too much responsibility to count money. I was like, you're going to be missing a lot of money or having too much. I cannot be responsible for that. There's going to be some money floating around that I can't be held accountable for. Not that I would like steal it. I just wouldn't be able to count it. Like when people do that whole, like, you already paid for it, and then they go, oh wait, I have some change, here's some quarters to make it even. Like, it's done. I can't do all that. Am I supposed to give you back more now or less because you gave me I don't know. I can't do that. It's a lot. So yeah, and then I did I think I either quit or got fired. That's normally how it goes when I have a job. I either quit right before I get fired, and not like put in my 2 weeks quit, have a letter ready quit. It's normally like I can't do this anymore, I'm out, that type of quit. Or I just get fired. Yeah, I got fired from a movie theater. I used to post so much working there. I made this like dance video back when the Running Man challenge was a thing a couple years ago. The "At night I think of you." I was doing that at work, and I would get customers to do it with me. They wanted to do it. They were asking me what I was doing, because they're like, I asked for popcorn, why are you dancing? And I'm like, do you want to do it with me? But yeah. Okay. I don't remember. Oh yeah, so I have done coke, but yeah, I mean, I used to be on Vyvanse, which is like ADHD medication. I was on that for like 6 years. And that shit, I would say, like, is pretty much just as bad as coke. I mean, that stuff is essentially just speed in, prescription form. It's like, it's meth, essentially. Coming off of Vyvanse, I was a raging bitch. That stuff got you. And I knew I had a problem with, like, drugs and substances and stuff, because I was popping that shit at night before bed just to, like, feel a little spicy, have my dreams when I'm sleeping be a little bit more ambitious. Yeah, that was fucked up, because it was prescribed once a day, and I'm like, we'll see about that. Depends on how the day's going. I'll definitely start with one a day, and then, a couple hours in, who knows, might need to pop some more. Yeah, so I don't do that anymore. But I don't know, every once in a while I think about getting back on, but I feel like, I should just challenge myself to be more motivated, but I get so distracted. But I think that's this bad boy. I'm always on my phone. I need to just let go and let God. Let go and let Adderall, some might say. How would someone know comedy is or isn't for them after doing an open mic or two? I think you're referencing, I always kind of say this. I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but it was for me. Like when people say, oh, I want to do comedy, I go, okay, try it out. Do an open mic. And I think you'll know after you do an open mic if it's something that you, like, really want to do or not. Maybe not after the first one, but after a couple. I think sometimes people get caught up in the routine. It's like smoking cigarettes. I think some people just get caught up in the habit of going to open mics and, like, saying that they do comedy or whatever. They're, like, doing it, but really they don't. I don't know. I think some people just get caught up in the routine of going out and doing open mics. It gives them purpose, but it might not be the thing that they want to do. They just don't really know what they want to do yet, which is fine. I just think if you want to do it, sure, try it out. But if you realize early on that, it might not be what you expected or what you're, like, really interested, it's hard. It's a really, I don't want to say stand-up's hard, but it's like the whole process, all of it is hard. Making a living off of not doing comedy until you can do it off of comedy, just all of the parts of it are hard. Missing family events to do some bullshit 10-minute spot in North Hollywood. Like, I don't know. I missed so many family events to do these dumb shows because I knew that it would help me long term. And then having my family be mad that I'm missing or leaving early from the event. It's like, if you're willing, you just, like, with comedy, I think you just have to give it your all. Especially early on. Like, really, like, just give up everything else and put it all into comedy. And, like, that's not for everyone. That's, like, a lot to ask of someone. So that's what I mean by that, okay? How do you know Sam Darnold? He is, for those of you who don't know, Sam Darnold is, I think, a quarterback on the New York Jets. If I got that wrong, I'm canceled. But how do I know Sam Darnold? He's actually my uncle. He used to be my uncle's mechanic back in Orange County. And, then he became a successful football player. So just a small world type of thing. That's how I know him. He's thick. Football players are thick. I don't know if it's the padding in the uniforms, but whenever I see like a picture of like a football team, I'm just like, look at all those thick boys. They're eating good. They got them protein shakes on deck. They're thick, man. And then you see like there's always like the two football players who are like there's the kicker who's always like slim. He looks like he's in an indie band. And there's probably one other player who's small, just in case the ball gets lost and they need something to throw. If you could bone any celeb, alive or dead, who would it be? I mean, man, if you could bone any celeb, alive or dead, who would it be? Oh no, there's so many. Oh God, Lady Gaga. I love Lady Gaga. You know what? No, I don't want to disrespect her like that. I'm not worthy. I can't. No. Oh, you know who it would be? It would be the guy. I've been thinking about this guy a lot lately. And I don't know if he's alive or dead anymore, but the guy who played the old man in those Six Flags commercials, and he was like doing all the crazy dances and wearing a suit and was bald. That guy. It might have been a girl playing a guy. I don't know, but whoever that was, I would for sure bone. He got a lot of stamina. That was probably a full day of him having to dance in a suit outside. Man. What's your favorite thing about Joe Rogan? That's hard. That's hard to answer because he's so nice and generous and a cool dude. You know what my favorite thing is? That everyone, because he's like so successful and famous and whatnot, a lot of people have these ideas of who they think he is or what he believes in and blah blah blah. And then you get to know him and it's totally different. Whether you already thought good or bad of him, just knowing him, it's totally different. He's like, he just cares. He's really passionate and driven, and he cares a lot about comedy. And it's nice to be able to talk about comedy with someone like that who genuinely just cares about it without being like, you know, with no sort of bias or judgment. It's just he cares about it, he gets it, and he's honest. Yeah, so that's what I like. I also like that he's the father figure I have always needed and never had. And oh shit, Anthony Pacheco. Am I saying that wrong? Okay, Pacheco. I like Pacheco. I like the hard A. He just sent me this link to, remember the dancing old man from the Six Flags commercials? Turns out he's super hot. I'm not going to open the link right now because I only have one pair of underwear with me. And I don't want to have to change those, but I do believe it. So you guys can Google that on your own time. What's the real story between you and Mr. Montgomery? William Montgomery is the current regular on Kill Tony. And we like to just do this thing where we pretend we hate each other. But I truly love William. He's just, I think, just super unfunny and disgusting and ugly. But no, I mean, I love him. He's just like, hate being around him and stuff. But no, I think he's really, no, he's great. He's really good. No, I genuinely love William, but he is a psychopath. Do you like taco trucks? Absolutely. What meat and toppings are your favorite? There's a taco truck right by my house, which is a nightmare because when I'm driving home late at night, I go, if there happens to be a taco truck right by my house, I guess I'll stop by, and I always do. And I always get carne asada. Sometimes I'll switch it up, but I like burritos. I'm a burrito gal more than a taco gal. I think tacos are something you grow into with age. But right now I'm a growing young woman, so I like to just freaking stuff it with a big old burrito. Carne asada, rice, beans, cheese, avocado, little pico de gallo. Some people are super against pico. Some people are major pico haters. I fucks with it. Sometimes it's a little much. Sometimes they overdo it, but I like a little de gallo. When did you become addicted to acid? I have never done acid. I would probably die on acid. I don't think I could handle it. I'm just skipping that question because I really don't have anything to say about that. Thoughts on nipple piercings on both guys and gals? I'm not like against it on guys. I have just personally never seen a nipple piercing on a guy and been like, man, that's hot. I formerly had one pierced titty. Just one. I wanted to kind of dip my toe in the tip piercing pond for a minute and see if I liked it. So I had it on one, but, there's nothing worse than having an infected titty. You don't want that. So I just popped it out. I busted out. How many of you just freaking came to that infected titty story? What was your thought when the Puerto Rican lady tried to give you smoke on stage? I just knew that if I was quiet for a little bit, she would embarrass herself. She just got sassy. She got sassy real quick. Would you ever come do some shows in the UK? # Ali is cancelled tour. Tom Alex, I never really say anyone's name on here, but I really enjoyed that hashtag. # Ali is cancelled tour. I have some big news for you, Tom Alex Witham. Got some big news for you, Tom, and for everyone else. I am coming to the UK in just a few weeks. I'm going to be in London, and only London. I'm not going to like Liverpool or Manchester. That'll be my next trip because, at that point, someone else will take care of the planning for me. I've been planning this whole trip by myself so far. I think I'm going to get some outside help pretty soon with booking stuff. But, I'm going to be in London October 14th through the 22nd. So stay posted. I will be doing shows out there. So that will be fun. I'm excited. I love London. Man, I love it so much. I'm spreading your podcast down under in New Zealand. Oh my God, Isaac, thank you. That was not a burp. I was trying to, and then it was just some weird sounding air. I am obsessed with New Zealand. I haven't been yet. I might be going to Australia next year, so that is chill, but also not New Zealand. But I might, just fly over. If you're in New Zealand, fly over to Australia next year when I'm there. Or swim. I don't know how you guys travel from New Zealand to Australia. You guys surf over, hop on a humpback whale and go to Australia. But, New Zealand is tight. I saw this movie, one of my favorite movies. Borat is always first, but this one I saw about 7 times in theaters. To be fair, I was working at a movie theater at the time, so it was free and very easy to watch movies whenever I wanted. But this movie is called Hunt for the Wilder People. It's not a great name for a movie because it's really hard to tell people that it's your favorite because you have to repeat it and say it slowly and enunciate, and I'm more of a mumbler. It's called Hunt, Hunt, Hunt for the Wilder People, which sounds like, a title that would get canceled. The theme of this podcast is canceling, but it's called Hunt for the Wilder People. It's so good. It's by Taika Waititi, which also sounds like something I would get canceled for saying. But it's the name of a great director from New Zealand. You already know that. He's doing the Iron Man movies and shit now. He's doing everything. He's also being cast in some new crazy Marvel movie. I don't know. I don't keep up with that stuff, but Anyway, this movie was very good. Good music in the movie, great story. There's a cute little chunky New Zealander kid who's so funny. It was such a good movie. Man, it was funny and sweet, and I cried and I laughed and I loved it. So shout out New Zealand. Good stuff over there. Farts, period. Always funny? ? My dad is a big fart comic. I think they can be funny, but if it's your go-to thing, I think it's just overdone and boring. What was your first concert experience? I don't really remember. I think my first concert experience was Hillary Duff at the Honda Center, and I made a sign, and I wore this. Oh, and I had a meet and greet. I got to meet her, and she said, "I like your skirt," and I was like, "Oh my god." I think that was my first concert, but I could be wrong, because when I was younger, I used to be on the radio. I was on Kiss FM, and I would make prank phone calls, and so they would always hook me up with like concert stuff, and they would throw their own like Christmas concert and just regular thing called Wango Tango. So I was going to like at least 2 big like music festival type of concerts a year for like 3 or 4 years. One time I got to bring Gwen Stefani up on stage. I introduced her back in her Harajuku phase, which, you know, she'd definitely be canceled for now. But that was a long time ago, so we've just forgiven it. And Gwen Stefani is a queen, so, you know, whatever. But yeah, I got to bring her up on stage, which was tight. This was the time when everyone was wearing cowboy hats, which I think is about to come back. I have a feeling people are going to start wearing cowboy hats again. This was, I want to say, 2005? Somewhere around 2005, give or take a year. So between 2004 and 2006, everyone was wearing cowboy hats. Didn't matter, you know, what race, ethnicity, political view, music preference you had. Everyone was rocking cowboy hats for a moment in time. Last time you shit yourself, I've already talked about this on the podcast, and it was freshman year of college, and I did drop out. Will you ever do a nude photo shoot? Why the fuck would you ask that? That's such a weird question to ask. Will you? Not even like, would you? It's like, will you? Will you ever do a nude photo shoot? I mean, I would do most things. If you know anything about me, you know I'm in for a photo shoot. But if it was nude, it would have to be like someone, like a really sick photographer. And I also wouldn't release the pictures unless it was like, you know, in like a fancy magazine or something real chic and fancy. I want to be best friends with Timothée Chalamet, but I just thought about this. I'm kind of just, you know, riffing. I really want to be friends with Timothée Chalamet, but I just had this realization that based on my podcast, it's never going to happen. It would be problematic. Our friendship would be problematic. Would it though? I'm not that problematic. Sometimes I say dumb shit, but if anyone knows T. Shal, let him know. Let him know your girl's popping over here. She loves to jewel. What's the worst thing someone has said to you while you're naked? I talked about this on another podcast, but this guy I was hooking up with, I was like being really nice and, you know, saying a lot of complimentary things about him. Not that he didn't deserve it, but I definitely was like, you know, playing into it, going a little bit, you know, really just kind of throwing out compliments, making him feel good. And he wasn't giving me anything back. No, like, you're so hot or whatever. So I was just like, hey, why don't you just like, could you just give me like say one nice thing to me? And he thought about it for a while. And I'm completely naked. He was just inside of my body. And he said, you have the body of an 18th century painting. Do I look like a bowl of fruit to you? I'm a little pear. Have you ever had a toe put in your vag? What questions are these? No, I have not had a toe put in my vag. What the hell? Y'all are nasty. This is a funny question. Is the money you make from this podcast enough by itself to fund your jewel habit? Bitch, I ain't making $1 off this podcast. I'm losing money on this podcast. I'm not, but yeah, there's no money getting made. Y'all need to rate and review this podcast and tell your friends to listen to it, so that way enough people are listening to where I can start doing ads and really get things cracking over here. Make some money. What's the weirdest thing you've ever done for money? Probably like some sort of bet or dare. Probably something dumb. Calling St. Paul, St. Louis for $1,000. That's a rumor I'm starting. It's not because I'm dumb. It's because I was getting $1,000 to fuck up the name of the city I was in. I mean, when I tell you 10,000 people all at once just not saying one damn thing, and a couple people just groaning and booing, that will hurt your spirit. But then to be able to recover from that, that'll bring your spirit right back up. Juuling scares me, but I love it. How long until you come to Australia? Want to rip a fat vape cloud in Perth with you? I think I'm going to go in July next year. Don't hold me to it. I can't confirm that, but I would like to go in July. I don't know if I'll go to Perth, but I definitely want to come out. We'll see if that works, but I don't know. Are you opening for your dad in Cleveland October 26th? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't find out about that stuff until, like, you know, pretty close to it, so. Can I do stand-up if my life doesn't suck? I don't know. Try. Figure it out. Bro. I am holding in an insane toot right now. It's really just building up in my belly and making me feel odd. Oh my god, these are, these questions are really carrying me through. Talk about Euphoria some more. That show is dope and you should be on it. I know, I should be on it. I love that show. Okay, I'm just going to do a couple more questions and then I'm going to dip the fuck out and use the restroom and probably just chill for a little bit. Have you ever been hospitalized? That's a weird question. I don't know what you mean by that. I've gone to the hospital. I love going to the doctor. I've had like 6 surgeries. All Botox. No, I haven't gotten Botox yet, but I'm down. I'm down to try it out later on. But when I was little, I got a surgery to take the tubes out of my ears. I don't really know what that means, but I think I was getting like a lot of ear infections or something, so they took the tubes out. I got a tonsillectomy. Okay, wait. Tubes. That's number 1. I got my ear tubes taken out. I got my tonsils taken out. I had a hernia. A big old golf ball right by my coochie. Someone asked me what was the first joke I ever wrote. This isn't the first joke I ever wrote, but this is one of the earlier jokes that I wrote, was about how I had a hernia and the doctor said I was born with the hernia, and I was like, no, it's probably because well, whatever. I think I got the hernia because when I was little, I had a really hard time pooping. I think I was just eating some fucked up shit, and I had a lot of stress as a child. So I just had these big old donkey dumps that I couldn't really, I was a little baby. So I was just pushing those bad boys out. So I think that's what gave me the hernia. Because normally it's people who are carrying and lifting big things and they're straining. I think mine was just, going number 2 too hard. But I had this hernia, and it was below the belt. It was like in a pretty vulnerable spot. And it was kind of like a fun party trick. When I would strain, it would pop out, and I would like show people with my pants on, But I would just fucking flex, and this big golf ball would pop out of my cooch area. Not my cooch area, more my fupa region, like a fupa region hernia. And anyway, I'm in 5th grade, I think, and I get this hernia surgery. And my mom, after the surgery, she asked the doctor, she was like, hey, is that scar gonna be there forever? And the doctor, a guy who went to college, extensive years of college to get a medical degree, he goes, once your daughter gets pubes, no one will notice. Excuse me. Did you just say pubes? Do you mind taking your sunglasses off when you tell me that? Could you take off your Coachella wristband when you're talking about my pubes like that? Just the chillest doctor ever. Once your daughter gets pubes, won't even know. Also, why do you assume I'm gonna... in 5th grade, do I seem like a pubes type of girl? Like I'm just keeping full bush, going all natural because of this surgery? Also, I don't notice the scar anymore. And I'm getting that shit waxed. Mr. Miyagi. I don't even know that reference. I don't even know really who Mr. Miyagi is. I just know that song. The look at me now. I'm getting paper. She waxed it all off. Mr. Miyagi. That's the reference. I'm using the Lil Wayne song as a reference, not the actual reference. But yeah, so I got my ear tubes taken out. I got my tonsils taken out. I got my big old hernia busted back in. I got a bunion surgery in the 6th grade. Why? I don't know. No, I was actually 7th grade. This is so dumb. My parents have good insurance because they work like these, union jobs. So they have good union insurance. And so the foot doctor, first of all, why am I going to a foot doctor in 7th grade? It's because I have old parents. And so I go to the doctor with them. And then the doctor just ends up checking out my feet. And he goes, well, your daughter has bunions. They weren't bad. They're not bad bunions. You don't look at my feet and go, damn, those are some big ass bunions. I just got some normal ass little baby bunions. Most people, I think a good amount of people have little bunions. But anyway, we decided to get the surgery, now instead of waiting later when they get worse or whatever. But then you have to do physical therapy after that. And it hurt so bad that I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the physical therapy. It hurt so bad. And so then my foot just was stiff. My big toe was stiff because I didn't do enough physical therapy to get it moving and grooving. And so I just had this stiff ass big toe on a bunionless foot. And then I got surgery again on that foot to take the screw out so that way I could do physical therapy again and get that toe grooving. So that's like 5 surgeries at this point. I think that's it on the surgery situation. I got a colonoscopy. That's a procedure. That was fun. That was a nice experience. Just getting to see the inside of your anus. You never get to see it, so... Oh my god, this is actually very accurate. Why do you look like Billie Eilish and Robert De Niro had a kid? Damn, that is some real shit. Okay, that's enough with the questions. I wish I could get to all of them, but, this is the most poppin' these questions have ever been, so I appreciate that. I'm looking at the rest of the questions now, and I think I got the best ones. So, thank you for listening. Please tell your loved ones about my podcast. Unless they have plans on canceling me, then definitely tell them to listen to someone else's podcast. And, rate, review, subscribe, like, comment. That's about it. Tune in next week where I shave my asshole on camera. Bye. Have a good day. Thank you. God bless. Could there be more? I'm looking through